Hello everybody, Bill, Rust to Resurrection. Today's video, I want to begin to build the toolbox that I'm going to put in the back of this 1946 Willys CJ2A. So over the last several years that I've owned it, I've been slowly upgrading it, slowly working on it, because like all these things, when you first buy them, you think you've got a dream or you think you've got a gem. And turns out this wasn't a gem. There were things that had to be done to it. Now, if you've been following any of my previous videos, you kind of see some of the things that I had to go through to get this Jeep ready to roll. And I believe we're about where we need to be. I don't want to get too far off road with this thing because I don't have any way to recover myself should something break down. So I don't have a jack, I don't have any way to remove the wheels, I don't have any kind of a way to start a dead battery, if you will. But I need a place to store that stuff when I get that stuff. So I'm going to build a small toolbox in the back of this Jeep. There is no back seat, never has been. I'm not sure that I want a back seat in this thing. But what I am going to do is build a box that can serve as a seat. So I want to dimension it correctly, and we'll talk about those dimensions here in just a bit. So I want to build this box. I've thought a lot about it, deciding whether I wanted to make it out of steel or plastic or wood. And ultimately, I've come down to thinking that for the purposes of a toolbox that will hold rattly things, that I'd much rather use a wooden structure. So I'm going to build this box out of wood and have a lid on it so the lid can be closed and maybe locked. That would probably be a nice feature. There's some things that I have to figure out as we go on. You know, am I going to paint it? Do I want to make a I don't know, a carbon fiber face to it? Do I want to put the Jeep has bed liner, the tough skin bed liner in it. I may just spray the front of it with that. I don't know yet. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. I am going to make leather or leatherette cushions for both the sides and for this box, so it'll look like a little U in here, so that people can ride back here if we go out in the woods hunting or some kind of light off-roading. People can sit back here, but the cushions are going to be designed to sort of decorate it a little bit. But today's video, or this video, is we're going to begin to build that box, and I hope by the end of the video to have that toolbox all constructed. So let's start measuring this and taking some dimensions down. I need to go over to, I think, Home Depot, because Home Depot sells small sheets of plywood. They're all pre-cut to smaller dimensions. That way I don't have to buy an entire 8-foot sheet of plywood, and I can handle it better in my shop without having to cut down these huge sheets of plywood. All right, that's the plan. Let's start making some dimensions. Now, what I want to do is to dimension the toolbox so that it matches the dimensions of the two wheel wells. And that way it will make kind of a U in here. And it'll be roughly the same dimensions as would be a seat, but the seat obviously would be sitting considerably lower. So the dimensions on these wheel wells, they are 10.5 inches, but I think that if we were to make this 10 inches, it would come out to about here. So 10 inches is here. That would leave roughly 20 inches inside the wheel well, or inside the back well of the Jeep, the body. I think that would be dimensioned just fine. So if we were to make this, again, 10 inches, one of the things I have to be careful of is I have this bracket that's installed for the tire carrier. So I have to, however I build this box, I got to make sure I can get around the tire carrier bracket, and so 10 inches would bring me out, another half an inch or so. I may have to cut some kind of a recess in the sides to get in here. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it to the back of the Jeep yet. If I'm going to attach it, I may actually just come through the outside and just attach it to the fender wells themselves. So we know we're going to make it 10 inches wide, and the height of this thing, so we're going to put a lid on it, so the height is actually going to be 10 inches high. So it'll be 10 by 10, and the length of this between the fender wells is 3 feet. Long. And then of course whatever the dimension of the thickness of the plywood, I'm thinking 5/8 plywood. Whatever that thickness is, that'll be the lid that opens and closes. So I'm going to need some hinges and some latches and that kind of thing. The cushion will not be, at this point in my thinking, the cushion will not be attached to the lid. So the cushion will be free floating, and we'll probably Velcro it to the lid so that if I have to get into the toolbox, it'll be an easy thing to do. Just simply remove the cushion by stripping the Velcro and then setting it aside while I go in and get whatever tools inside. Let me show you some of the things that I want to put in the tub or in that toolbox, so that when we begin to think about the dimensions of the box, we need to make sure that all those things will fit inside the box. Let's do that. I'm going to put in a jumper cable, so that way if my battery goes dead or the battery of somebody I'm riding with goes dead, at least that we've got some way to jumpstart our Jeeps. A small wheel nut spinner, that's not going to be enough leverage in most cases to pop those. So I've got this breaker bar, 4-wheel lug nuts. I think that's the right size. Well, if it's not the right size, I'll buy another one. A big ass hammer for whoever knows, whatever you need a big ass hammer for. What I don't have here, and I went looking for it, is my bottle jack, because I do want to put a bottle jack in the toolbox as well. I put in a couple boards that I can put on the base so the bottle jack doesn't sink into the ground. And mostly that's just like if I need to change a tire and take a flat tire off and put the spare tire on. I want to get some tow straps. Again, same thing. If something breaks, somebody that's riding with me can pull me out, or I can pull them out. There may be some other things that I add in, maybe a battery pack, something to start without having to use the jumper cables. And whatever else I think might be useful in that toolbox should I take this thing off-road, or when I take this thing off-road. Again, we're not going to do any heavy trails. I'm not going to do rock climbing and all that kind of stuff. At least that's not the intentions of it right now. So if you guys can think of anything else that really should be in the toolbox, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see if it makes sense for how I plan to use the Jeep, and then make sure that I have room for it in that toolbox that I'm going to build here. I may even put in some tools. We'll see. How often am I going to need tools out on a trail? I don't know. I'm not big for hardcore trail riding, and most of the trail riding that I've done over the years has been pretty close to home. So anyway, if you have any ideas, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll consider it for how I'm going to use this Jeep. All right, let's head to Home Depot, where you can get plywood already pre-cut.
Please scan your items.
All right, that's the end of today's video. We got the box built. I still need to put some hinges on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put standard hinges or piano hinges. I don't know yet. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Do I want to put a hasp on it or a lock? I don't know if I want to do that yet or not either. I got to paint it. I'm going to sand it. I'm going to actually I'm going to plug the holes. I'm going to sand it. I'm going to paint it. And then we're going to mount it into the back of the bed of the Jeep. That'll probably be the next video that we do when we come back on the CJ2A. So if you guys enjoyed this video, it was a fun one for me. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. I really would like if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, ring that bell, all that YouTube stuff. Let's help this channel grow, and let's help get monetized so just the effort can end up supporting some of the stuff that we do here. Guys, I love you for being here. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video coming up. Bye, guys. This was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. When we get those cushions on top of that nice brown leather cushions, that's going to be so nice. I can't